So on Monday, I told you about this story how pro-Hamas protesters staged pretty aggressive demonstrations outside of the Hillel, and that's it's like a Jewish worship center, community center. It's an association at campuses at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and it caused legitimately Jewish students to fear for their safety. Many of them, and they were on social media posting about it. And this is a part of a terrifying new trend across the country where Jewish students are targeted. They have been, I told you at Cooper Union, barricaded into libraries for their own safety. New York Post had the story about a handful of their students were barricaded in the university's library, Jewish students, because pro-Hamas protesters blew past the security and began pounding on the building's doors, screaming anti-Semitic rhetoric. And the Jewish students were terrified. They've been targeted on campus. Jewish students have been speaking out at Columbia University. They've been George Washington University. Harvard. Harvard, there was a Jewish student who was walking to class, and the pro-Hamas students wearing their black and white picnic blankets, they see, because they see his head covering, and they go over and they surround him and start screaming at him. There's like 5 minutes of video. I failed to see where it was provoked. They just see, there's a Jewish student. And there have been Jewish students across campuses, that are speaking out. They're fighting anti-Semitism, raging anti-Semitism. Cornell, all of these places. And they said they feel unsafe. Washington Post had a survey of Jewish students. Colleges are bracing themselves for this. Tulane. There were pro-Hamas students, pro-Hamas apologists that were targeting and assaulting Jewish students at Tulane. This is all over. It's not in one state, and it's not limited to the East Coast either. I shared with permission one unaltered screenshot, meaning I have a lot of receipts from multiple students. One unaltered screenshot, except to crop out the student's name to protect the student, because understandably, going by everything I just told you, they feel unsafe. There was a very aggressive demonstration directly in front of Hillel, where they were screaming blank Jews through a megaphone. The students said they were screaming, a good Jew is a dead Jew, blank Jews, all kinds of stuff. And students were posting to their own social media accounts video, which I did not share because some of the students, you can hear their voices on it, and they felt unsafe. Police were called. I want to establish that fact. Police were called. The university admitted as much, that tensions were at the point to where police had to be called. And so after this went out, it went viral. Twitchy has the story as well. The University of Wisconsin-Madison responded by throwing their students under the bus and claiming that their fears and experiences are, quote, significantly exaggerated. They posted this yesterday, quote, from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. We are aware that allegations about what happened during a protest that took place in front of Hillel last week are circulating on social media. These accounts are significantly exaggerated. They go on later in this statement, which I have in full over at my Substack, chapter and verse. They say that, yes, Madison police had to show up. They said, in addition, University of Wisconsin police were there to make sure students were safe. So how are you saying that it was exaggerated when you admit that two different police departments had to show up? But they say that, quote, campus officials urge caution and advise a critical eye during this time of heightened tensions to take care in how we view and respond to and share content on social media. They're calling their students liars. They're saying that their experiences were greatly exaggerated. And they go, oh, well, numerous eyewitness accounts say this didn't happen. None of those eyewitnesses have actually gone on record, but the students have. And the only people who say no are literally the university. That's it. And then, of course, they go on, at this moment in particular, we strongly condemn anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. Are you kidding me? So instead of condemning anti-Semitism, the University of Wisconsin-Madison instead seems to call its Jewish students liars. You know, the students that the university admits had to call the police because pro-Hamas protesters stood in front of their Jewish worship center and made the students feel unsafe. If, pray tell, these students are exaggerating, then why did police respond? Why did two different departments have to respond? I mean, does the university feel that it's similarly exaggerated to increase patrols on and near campus, as they say that they're doing in their statement? You know, the university could have just strongly and unequivocally condemned anti-Semitism and not insulted its students. Instead, it has gone into damage control mode. Quote, UW-Madison says claims of anti-Semitic protest on campus are significantly exaggerated. Another headline, UW-Madison calls claims of anti-Semitic protest near UW-Hillel Foundation significantly exaggerated. Another one, UW-Madison calls claims of anti-Semitic protest near Hillel Foundation significantly exaggerated. Another one, UW-Madison refutes viral claims of violent rally outside Hillel. The claim, amplified by conservative commentators like Dana Loesch, went viral on Twitter. They said that UW-Madison said the events described within were exaggerated. I didn't describe anything. I literally included a screenshot from the student, and that was one of many. The university has the students in a difficult spot because the students have to live there. And the university desperately needs this controversy to blow over. The students aren't in a position of power here, but yet they kind of are. They don't realize it because they don't think like leftists. They just want to go and get an education and be, normal. But the university, I'm going to tell you what, University of Wisconsin-Madison better think long and hard before downplaying these very real fears or before attempting to accuse people like myself of misrepresenting by merely reposting the students' verbatim experiences of a very public event. As I said, I only posted one screenshot. I didn't post videos. I have them. I didn't post them because I'm protecting the students' identity. As you can see, the students don't feel safe, which is further underscored by the fact that their university just threw them under the bus. So I would urge the university to have caution before they try to discredit their students or other individuals. The university and its surrogates clearly, at least they're aware of how heinous it would look if they were to call the students liars outright, which is why instead they're trying to make an issue of the credibility of everybody who shared it. Myself, my friend Carol Markowitz, others, as a safer alternative. They had one of their surrogates, one of their stands say, "Oh no, these are exaggerated accounts of their own kind of virus." Wow, great job in discrediting, trying to throw your Jewish students under the bus. The only way for these denials from the university are true are for the students to be liars, and the students are not liars. And more of them are speaking out, considering that the students were posting images and video, and who knows, by the way, what they recorded that wasn't shared. That seems wildly unlikely. This is the same university, as I said yesterday, that 2 years ago spent $50,000 to remove a rock that they said was racist. I'm not kidding. It was the big boulder. They had a whole thing on their website about it. Thousands of words where they talked about how this rock was racist and they needed to remove it. But today, if Jewish students experience anti-Semitism, they're quote unquote significantly exaggerating and making quote unquote false claims. Shame on the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Shame on you. Shame on you, and shame on the people who want to throw students under the bus in an effort to spare the adults running this university from a public relations storm. You deserve the scorn.